Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshakar, and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Corporate Face to Face series. Friends, in this Corporate Face to Face series, we introduce to you emerging companies from emerging sectors and talk to the promoters of such companies so that we can get a sense of their business in a much better way. And we can discuss about their company's business model, their growth journey, their business plans. And friends, today we have got a very interesting company which operates in the IT SaaS space and which does a lot of work in the BFSI fintech kind of category segments. And the company's name is Virtual Galaxy Infotech Private Limited. We have the pleasure of having Mr. Avinash Shende, who is the promoter of the company. Avinash ji, welcome to the show, and thank you very much for sparing
Thanks.
valuable time with us. Avinaji, first
Thank
question,
you.
which is very basic, which I would like to ask you, is that if you could tell us, what is Virtual Galaxy actually doing in the market? What are the kind of business segments the company caters to? And in a small way, if you could tell us, how did this business journey start? So if you could, start with this and add some color and begin.
Yes, okay. Thanks for the introduction. So basically, Virtual Galaxy started with myself and Sachin. We are the co-founders of the company, and we are basically our friends and then a business partner. So we met in early age, our early age. Once schooling has completed, we joined in Polytechnic College, and then we started our friendship basically. Then we completed our polytechnic, then engineering in computer science itself, and then we started the business in 1997. Formally, we formed a Virtual Galaxy Infotech Private Limited, and we are basically tech savvy. So both of us are tech savvy. So we decided to start a business. We don't have any family background, or fathers and mothers are the basically service class people. So, but since my aim is to start a business from the beginning, so I convinced Sachin to start the business, and let's venture into this software field, because those days software is very new when we started. So we decided the name Virtual Galaxy. That time virtual word is not that famous that now as today, since now we are meeting on a virtual conference as well.
Yeah,
But in 1997, 98, nobody knows the virtual.
exactly.
The people used to ask us always what is virtual and what is things.
Okay.
So we are always explaining what is the virtual. Now today it is not necessary to even explain a child that
Yeah.
virtual what virtual word is. So we started our journey from those days, and we start enter into the BFSI field, because BFSI is the segment where the decision makers are near to us. So we started since in Nagpur, city like Nagpur, which is a tier 3 city. Now it is growing, but that time it is a tier 3 city. So decision makers are not sitting in Nagpur. It is very difficult to travel to convince the people. So we started in Nagpur and convincing the nearby cooperative banks. And first client, fortunately, we got the first client of a bank in Nagpur only. And
Okay.
our journey starts with that.
Okay.
So in BFSI segment, now we have an entire product mix. Basically, we are solution provider for urban cooperative bank, district central cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, commercial bank, even cooperative societies, nidhi companies, and fintechs. Apart from this, now we have venture during this 25 years journey. We have ventured into government e-governance solutions as well. Then we have developed recently developed a software for hospital management, and since now cyber security is very important, so we have developed a cyber security product for mainly for the BFSI segment, where security is the main concern. So this is our simple simple journey and introduction about
I
the
think
virtual.
very nicely articulated, Avinash. Now, Avinash, tell me one thing. We could like to know what are the various products the company has developed. Specifically, if you spoke about BFSI, you spoke about fintech, you spoke about cyber security, hospital management. If you could just give some brief about what are the various products the company has designed, and do all these products operate on a SaaS model? That is what I want to know. So, if you could cover both these points and please explain to us.
Yes, definitely. So let me first explain that all our products are SaaS friendly and products are operating on the SaaS model. The main product which we have developed during our journey is the e-banker, that is a core banking solution product, which has seen around 4 generations from the days of the disk operating system now to the era of artificial intelligence and all these things. So we have migrated that product from that era to this next generation cutting edge technology era. That is the product for BFSI segment, which is a core banking solution. And then in and around core banking solution, we have a digital payment product that is virtual. Since our name is virtual, so we launch a VPay, virtual pay basically, which is a digital payment solution for banks and in turn banks to their bank providing this solution to their customers. So we are into B2B business only. We are not in B2C business. So we give product to the banks and banks then gives product to their customers. In that way, we are a B2B2C company. We can easily say that. Since last mile customer can also be serviced from our product. Then we have a ERP solution named IBS. IBS is the product which is mainly used by agriculture based industries like sugar factories, Solvex companies, steel companies, fertilizer companies, etc. Then we have a ERP for government department as well, where Maharashtra government is using our software for their labor welfare department. The entire portal has been developed by our ERP team. Then we have provided ERP solution to Maharashtra State Agriculture Marketing Board as well. We have provided solution to Lucknow Smart City. So it is all e-governance product which we have deployed in various government departments to basically transform their manual journey to the new age era and providing all services to their customers online. Then we have a hospital management software. Mainly that feature is post-mortem department basically. The highlight of the, because everybody has a product, but we have a highlighted product is in that is a post-mortem department because see lot of claims has been declined by the insurance company because of that report is not digitally signed, not properly signed. Then forensic lab also requires that report. So main thing is that basically the automation of which related to the people and people's benefit and people's claims basically. So we have developed that product which has been installed in two of the government hospitals in Nagpur city. Now
Okay.
we are willing to expand that product into entire state. So we
Okay.
are discussing with various states, include not which includes Maharashtra as well.
Okay.
Maharashtra, then Uttar Pradesh, and all other state governments. We are in discussion with them to provide that solution, which will be beneficial for basically large population of India, and which will definitely disrupt the market as well to provide such kind of innovative solution.
So fine.
Then
Avinash ji,
it's because
one
it's a
one
long
small.
list. That's
No, that is fine, Avinaji. I was very keen to understand from you that in the hospital management space, this product which we have launched, I understand that this is one of the first product launched by a company like ours. There is no other
yes,
competitor who has launched it. So,
yes, yes,
just on the
definitely.
R&D side, if you could tell us how much time it took for your team to develop it, and typically, what is the kind of scale of opportunity for us? Like, if you could give us some idea that in Maharashtra, how many hospitals are there and what is the opportunity size, assuming the Maharashtra government gives us a final clearance, then in terms of the market opportunity, how big can this product become? Like without putting numbers, if you could give us some idea about the market potential and, something on the product R&D, how much time did it take for the team to develop it and to actually configure it in its final shape and size? So if you could please, add your comments here.
Yes, yes, I will love to explain that. Basically, around 3 years time frame is required to develop the product. Then we have deployed this product to the government hospital, then testing and actually trial run, and now it is fully operational and fully basically fully operated by the doctors in that hospital. So it is more than 3 years R&D period is there. Now it is deployable.
Okay.
In Maharashtra, as you asked, in Maharashtra around 300 locations are there where this postmortem activity has happened.
Okay.
So opportunities around 50 to 100 crores per state. That opportunity is there. You can
Okay.
just multiply by 30. That is the
Okay.
India market.
Okay.
It's
And
that
this
big
will be,
opportunity.
and this product will be again be supplied on a SaaS model basis, Avinash ji?
Yes, it is. It can be provided as per the SaaS model. If government wants to keep their own data center, then there is no problem. We
Okay.
can we can develop. You can deploy that on
Okay.
their own infrastructure.
Okay. And now coming to your customer base, Avinash ji, I was just seeing some of your, data points provided by you. So if you could give us some sense that, on the private sector side, on the government side, on typically on the cooperative bank side, could you share us some names where, the company has been actively involved for the last 20, 23 years? Because, Virtual Galaxy has got a very long track record of, catering to the, to the cooperative banks, to the nidis, to the smaller kind of financial intermediaries in the market. So if you could share some names, which are the customers, which have been with you for a very long time?
See, there are almost all the customers basically those who are with us. We provide best of the best solutions, best of the best services. So our churn ratio is less than 2%. Not only one or two customers have left our services. Otherwise, for not the reason which is service, but some other reasons.
Okay.
So here a lot of banks are there. Those who are using our solutions for more than 10 years. Uh, then we are working with various World Bank projects as well. So World Bank projects, World Bank funded projects.
And what about,
So
what about the other government agencies? Like apart from World Bank, can we say that some of the private sector banks are also your customers, specifically for the fintechs kind of services?
in India, basically in India, we are providing solutions to the cooperative banks only. But in Africa, we are also present in Africa. In Africa, we are providing solution to the commercial banks which are listed on their stock exchange. I am happy to inform you that recently we got the opportunity to work with the Reserve Bank of Malawi, which is in Eastern Africa. So we are dealing with the central bank there, and there are two of their subsidiaries we have providing the solutions.
Okay.
So we are very proud to deal such kind of great clients. The projects are World Bank funded. In Maharashtra also, one of the project named as a Smart project, which is World Bank funded. We are working for them also. We have provided a basically end-to-end platform for farmers and then the linkage to the purchasers, which
Okay.
is used by the Smart Cotton.
Okay. No, understood. Avinaji, now tell me one thing. What is the normal tenure of these contracts, with cooperative banks, typically with the private sector, I mean, entities? Is it 3 to 5 years or 5 to 7 years? I mean, what is the longevity of these contracts which you enter with such kind of
Yes.
customers?
We generally try to make a contract of 5 to 7 years. But once the client has been with us, so we'll stay around 10 years, 20 years. That's what I previously informed you that a churn ratio is very, very less. So most
Okay.
of the clients which are come to us are remain with us. We have a client since last 20, 25 years as well. A generation of softwares has been changed, but client has been with us.
Okay. Okay. No, understood. Okay, now coming to the second logical question, Avinaji, is that what is it that is so special about Virtual Galaxy that customers have continued to remain with us for such a long time? What is the competitive moat in our business? Like, technology has been changing very rapidly, but still, I think we have been able to retain these customers, for a very, very long period. So in your own words, in qualitative assessment terms, what could be the plus points which our company enjoys vis-a-vis other competitors? If you could share your thoughts.
Basically, most important thing is a quality service which we provide. Quality service, timely delivery, fast implementation, and then a generation to generation switching from one generation to another generation software. If you provide all the generation softwares to the client, then client will not move. No? Basically, why client moves if he doesn't get the proper service or a proper technology? So we are the company which is providing the blending of these technologies. We provide best of the best service with the latest technology, cutting edge technology. That is the mantra of success of our
Okay.
virtual galaxy.
And in terms of the competitive intensity, Avinaji, in our vertical, for example, in the space in which we operate, is there intense competition or is there enough market for everybody? Like I have heard that there are about 6 to 8 competitors in our segment. So in that perspective, if you could tell me, what is the level of competitive intensity? Because your EBITDA margins are pretty attractive, around 22-23%, which have been quite steady. So in your assessment, do you feel that this competition is healthy or is it very intense? If you could share your thoughts.
Yes, competition is always there, and if there is a competition, then only you have a big market and you have chances for improvement. Because of the competitions, we try to make ourselves ahead. We improve our quality. We try to keep consistency in quality and the services. That is the main basically thing.
Okay.
So competition is there, but there are few companies, not that big companies are there. So
Okay.
very few companies are operating into this segment
Okay.
because it's a very complicated product, very you can say a lot of sorry, lot of government authorities are there who can monitor the things because RBI is there, NABARD is there, then Government of India, Government of Maharashtra. All these statutory requirement, income tax department, and all this statutory requirement has to be addressed within the product. All information from the banks goes to all these authorities. So entering into this field is not that easy because it restricts the companies to come into this segment. But since we are present in the earlier days, we are now enjoying the segment.
So fine, understood. Avinashji, now something more on the BFSI opportunity, specifically in the segment in which our company operates, that is cooperative banks. I was reading somewhere that there are more than 1600 to 1700 cooperative banks. Now, what is the size of the opportunity, from these banks? Like as it is, we are catering to, I think if I'm not wrong, about 100 odd customers. So what is the kind of expectation in the next, say, 2 to 3 years? Do you expect that Virtual Galaxy will be making a very faster inroad into some further new customers? Because, obviously the scale of the opportunity and the opportunity basket size is quite big. You are catering to cooperative banks, you're catering to nidis, you're catering to smaller financial intermediaries, which are all, of course, regulated by RBI. So in your assessment, in the next 2 to 3 years, can we expect some further increase in the customer kind of lineup? Like, obviously on an annual basis, new customers must be getting added. But over next 2 3 years, how do you see the business opportunity for our company?
Yes, definitely. It's a big market. Basically, as you informed that around 1500 urban cooperative banks are there, 330 district central cooperative banks are there, 30 state cooperative banks, 1 lakh plus small cooperative societies are there in India, apart from the primary agriculture societies. Then 9,800 fintechs are there, 10,000 plus NBFCs are there. So it's a very big market. It is more, if you can say, for next 2 3 years, around 2,000 to 3,000, 3,000 crores business is there.
Okay. So basically,
Market size is very, very big,
what?
but this is not limit. This is only a India market. We have a global market as well, which you
Okay.
can add, then it will be much more bigger opportunity.
Okay. No, no, understood. I think this is very clear. I think that the runway for growth is extremely solid for us over the next, say, 2 to 3 years. In fact, from the domestic market itself. Tell us one thing, Avinash, now since you discussed about your hospital management product, you discussed that exports could be one big opportunity going forward. In the next, say, 2 to 3 years, what would be your main focus areas to drive the company's growth much faster going ahead? So, which could be the two growth areas? Typically you have got an array of products, but which could be the product which could be like a game changer for you over the next, say, 2 to 3 years? If you could share your thoughts.
Yes, yes. See, we are basically very strong in BFSI segment. So we are looking for a BFSI segment. And as I informed that hospital management will be one of the key growth driver. And our focus is on export market because margins are very high in export market. So getting business is difficult, but margins are very, very high. So we are focusing on African market, which is a developing market worldwide. It is developing. Everybody is focusing on Africa. As also we are focusing on Africa. We have a presence since last 10 years. We are into Tanzanian market. So it is also long period to judge the market, to get the market. So now we have a strong base in Africa, and now we are expanding that market. So growth drivers are two factors, basically a new products like hospital management, cyber security, and African market. Our target is to establish ourselves in at least 25 countries in the Africa. Out of 54 countries are there.
Okay, okay.
So,
Understood. Avinaji, now just a simple financial question, like most of the product development work I understand has been completed for the hospital management project. The product has also been approved by by one or two hospitals. Tell me one thing, that once product development in a product is completed, typically we analysts look at operating leverage. When the product development is over, you don't have to incur a large expenditure on R&D on the same product. So can we assume that in the next 2 years or 3 years, as this product gains more and more scalability, can we see a significant amount of revenue coming from this product alone for our company? Because that is something which would be very exciting to know from you. The product development ho gaya hai. Abhi now the time is to recover the revenue. So in your sense, in the next 2 to 3 years, the product has been developed very well by you. It has been accepted, and of course, final approval is yet awaited. But after that, can operating leverage kick in your numbers? In a very simple way, can we see a very good exponential growth without putting a number, of course? If you could just share your thoughts, that is it possible, looking at the kind of scalability of this product?
yes, definitely it will be given an exponential growth for a company because product has been developed, tested, well tested. Now it has stage at the implementation. We are discussing with various state government authorities to deploy that product. So definitely it adds exponential growth to the company. It not only the exponential growth, but the exponential growth in the margins of the company as well. So
Okay,
profit is also been exponentially increased.
okay,
Right now we are operating around 24% of EBITDA, from 24%, 25% to around 30-35% of a margin, which will be
okay,
targeting in the future.
okay. So basically, both margin expansion as well as revenue, both the
Yes, yes,
metrics will get significant traction because of operating leverage.
yes,
Avinash ji,
yes.
how many people do we have in product development? And secondly, tell me one thing, that typically if any competitor were to come in this segment, the same segment, hospital management, in your assessment, how much time would it take? Because you all have spent 3 years of hard work in this product. So in terms of competition, do you think that you are at least 3 years ahead of competition?
Yes, definitely we are ahead of the competition because we have deployed the product and product is operating in the hospitals. So we are definitely ahead of the competition because nobody else has such kind of product.
Okay. And
So
how many people do we have in R&D? I mean, what is the total employee strength of the company as of now?
yes, we have 100 plus people in R&D, which are
Okay,
meticulously doing the R&D on cutting edge technologies.
okay,
In an this, in complete sense, we can say we have around 300 plus employees in our company,
okay.
and out of that, 100 plus are the
Okay.
in R&D section.
And the entire R&D sits in Nagpur only, Avinaji?
Yes, yeah, our entire R&D people sits in Nagpur.
Okay,
So we are a hardcore Nagpur company.
okay, okay. So, Avinaji, now coming to your broad financials, if you could give us some flavor, at least, if not FY24, but FY23, what has been the revenue, what has been the, operating profit and profit after tax, so that, our viewers can get some flavor on the financial side. If you could share some data points.
Yes, yes, definitely. In 2023, we have around the revenue of 58 crores, 58
Okay,
plus crores, and EBITDA margin is around 24%.
okay,
Our PAT is around 3.5 crores PAT.
okay,
Now we are targeting at least 30-35% growth this year, and year on year, the growth will be definitely exponential. So
okay.
I will not come into the figures, but it is an exponential growth. Definitely every year growth will be with more percentage.
Okay. No, no, understood. I think very clearly, if 35% top line growth comes in, I think that clearly shows the kind of traction which is expected. Avinaji, I was wanting to know, in our business, there is some recurring revenue which comes via the SaaS model. So in our company, if you could tell us a broad percentage, is it around 40-50% of our revenue is sustainable, in the sense that it is, regular kind of basically, I mean, it comes on a service oriented kind of level. If you could tell us the percentage of recurring revenue in our total business, like if you mentioned about 58 crores, so roughly can we
Yes.
assume that it is about 40 to 45 or 50% is basically recurring revenue?
Yes, that is our basically you can say USP. Our 50% revenue is recurring revenue because
Okay,
once the client acquire by us, it will remain with us. So
okay,
our recurring revenue percentage is um, around 50%,
okay. So
and we
basically,
are try to increase that revenue to 60-70%.
okay, but then there are plans, Avinaji, which I believe, I would just like to know. The second question was on that only, that going forward in the next, say, 2 to 3 years, will this percentage go up from, say, 50 to 60, 65%? Because, I understand that here the margins are going to be much higher because most of your product development costs are over. And basically, whatever comes to the revenue directly maybe flows to the, PBT level. So is my understanding right?
Yes, yes, you are understanding absolutely right. We are trying to increase that from 50% to 60-70%
Okay,
recurring revenue.
okay.
Because that adds a stability to the company. So we are focusing on that.
Okay. Right now, Avinaji, now let us understand something about the working capital side of the business. If you could tell us basically, what is the working capital cycle in our business? Since we work in a, SaaS model, obviously everything is front loaded. That is, the customer pays upfront and then the service is given. So typically, how short is our working capital cycle? I just wanted to understand, in terms of our cash flow, working capital cycle is largely funded by the client's money itself. That is by, whatever money is paid upfront by the customer, or there are some clients which obviously give you payments based on milestone kind of achievements whatever you do.
Yes, definitely there is a payments based on the milestones. So our working capital cycle is around 90 days.
Okay,
And,
so
definitely
yeah, yeah, please continue.
milestone payment is also there. It is
Okay,
always there because
okay,
a lot of milestones we have to achieve while implementing the project when it is a new project. Once
okay,
it is established project, then the regular payments are coming from the client regular.
okay, okay.
There is no problem in that.
Okay.
Absolutely no problem. Um,
And
basically,
Avinaji, now last question, which is very important, from any business standpoint, is that our company has stood the test of time even when COVID happened. So what is the main risk to our business? Because normally, if in our business it is all about delivery and it is all about the service standards which you cater to your customers. But typically, is there any major risk in our business? Like you have seen this company for the last 23 years. What have been the key challenges you have faced in these 23 years? And secondly, is there any major risk? And if it is, then how have you managed this risk so well?
see, the very good questions. Since 25 years, we have been lot of things we have seen. The dot com burst, then 2008, 2016, and the COVID era. But our team is very strong. They are very cooperative. Our employees are very cooperative and very meticulously working. Since in the days of COVID as well, even though we are helping to each and everybody in the COVID and working from home, but still company managed to grow in that year also, and we have achieved the growth in the COVID period as well. So
Okay,
company has significantly grown in the COVID period.
okay.
So it is all our basically team members who have worked meticulously very hard for the betterment of the company, for the growth of the company. So it is
Fine.
always
Just
there.
just one last question, Avinaji, which I missed out. We have Mr. Sachin Pandey, who's also one of the promoters. So, if you could tell me what are the verticals which Sachin ji looks after in the company? Because I believe, both of you all started together in this company. So, if
Yes,
you
yes.
could just give us a small intro or maybe a profile of Sachin ji, because today he's not there with us. So, if you could tell us what exactly is his role in the company, if you could just share some thoughts.
So Sachin basically look after the business development and all business activities.
Okay.
Largely the business, new customers, acquisitions, and all these things. So business development is his role, and I look after the strategies and finance and all the things. Since but we don't have a finance background,
Yeah.
still we are managing the things.
Okay.
Not a marketing background, not a finance background. We are hardcore engineers, software engineers. But now it is we are managing the things.
Yeah. No, I think very nicely articulated by you, Avinaji. Thank you very much. My best wishes to you, your entire management team, and I would definitely, expect that in future we would definitely hear a lot about Virtual Galaxy also going forward. So thank you for the time and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your kind discussion.